Welcome everybody to this edition of Strong Perspective Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong, along with my other hosts, Damon and Jaquari Armstrong, and we are Strong Perspective Podcast. Got the munch off today, man. Let me just get that out of the way. But today's episode, we're gonna dub it Freestyle Friday. We don't have a lot. We got a couple subjects that we know we're gonna touch on, but I think we're gonna have to do this as we go along. You know what I'm saying? Which I think it'll be pretty fun today. So, Damon, how you doing today, brother?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm actually blessed and in a good position, man. I ain't mad with nobody, like Papa used to say.
Mm-hmm.
So, ain't no animus in my heart, man. And number two, shout out to the Albert folks that's tuning in, man. Y'all finally coming around, and I appreciate y'all, man. Keep watching, man, and give it a support.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What up, though, Albion? Jaquar, how you doing today, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm hanging on with both hands. Every time I slip, man, it teaches me a lesson.
Okay. Philosophical, you know what I mean? But poignant.
You
No.
got to decipher that, bro. You got to, you know what I'm saying? That's meaningful.
I can't help it.
Can't help it. It's just in me.
Yeah, before you go yourself, Keith, I cut my hair not because of y'all clown ass people talking that shit when I walk past you. The women in my life said, "It's time, Dad. It's time, husband." That's why I look different today. Not you clowns.
Wow. You just treated it with like a hostile moment just now, bro.
Yeah. Like I told you before, man. Shit, I enjoy looking like Grady from Fred Sanford. So shit.
Bro, you far from that, bro. You go suave.
Look,
you can pull that shit off.
Damon. Yeah, I thought you got tired of hearing your theme music every time you got up in the morning. 70s theme music.
Hey, look here. Once my women brought it to my attention, I'm riding the car with the window down and my fro bouncing on the seat.
Yeah, your hair was.
Oh my god!
Because you hear the hair blowing through the wind blowing through your hair. And shit.
Yeah, and it was always that one hair would get in my ear talking about, "Hey, we here, man. You need to do something about it."
Yeah.
You say, I ain't been here in a while. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I had a good day today also, man. You know what I mean? I learned to invite the Almighty into my life every morning. And that's done something very refreshing for me. I've been doing that for the last month or so. It's a big difference for me, man. Not to get overly spiritual, you know what I mean? But yeah. And today was no different. You know what I mean? Because you start to appreciate the people that you was blessed to have, you are blessed to have in your life. So that's great. That's actually great.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that statement, brother. For real.
Yes, sir. Let me just say this. Just kick it off real quick before we get into the meat of everything. Is it me when I say this? But my 59 years on this earth, I've always run into good brothers and sisters, right? But I always felt like our community was looked upon as we are hostile towards everybody else. is that just me because I'm overly cautious, paranoid? Uh, I mean, what do you guys think about that?
I don't think I think our, I mean, we we are hostile people. Everybody's hostile. I mean, but I don't see our community being hostile towards, you know, anybody else
Okay,
any more than I see them being hostile towards our own community. It doesn't extend towards anybody else
okay,
more. Due to media exposure or whatever. People might see us more, but we're not going out and targeting other people outside of our community. I don't believe so.
okay.
Your thought processes, bro. Were you targeting people, were you trying to make sense of how the feelings that you had? You know what I'm saying? Your experience.
You talking about me?
Yeah,
Uh, my
because you
biggest
led with
thing.
hostility. You know what I'm saying? Were you being hostile, or do you have
No,
awareness?
no. I'm gonna tell you, I've never been hostile. I've always been aware. You know what I mean? Because I grew up being a problem solver. You
Hmm.
know, and if I have to avoid shutting everything down, I try to think of a solution. You know what I mean? But the nature of what I asked, the nature of it has to do with in my wisdom now, just as an older person, and I see my journey and see what's going on now, right?
Hmm.
Man, there's a lot, and maybe it's the human condition, but there's a lot of hostility, like real. See, hatred is a misused word because people throw hate in there and it's not warranted. You know what I'm saying? But when something is or if somebody speaks about it, right, it just seems like it's a lot of hate and hostility. Growing up before the internet, always seeing our faces on the news when it's something bad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, always, man.
I, for a long time, I mean, and I don't know if either one of you guys have noticed this, but for a long time, I mean, I paid attention. Me paying attention to the news and everything. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of news on, a lot of stuff on about us on the news or whatever, but it was usually filler. It was usually filler. I mean, to fill the time or whatever, because all the big events didn't have anything to do with us. Rarely where we talked about in politics. Freaking, we weren't committing grand mass scale terrorism or anything like that. So everything between the big stories was about us. And every time you heard something really really bad, you know, for a long time you could say, well, yeah, I know that ain't brother, but you can't necessarily say that nowadays. I mean, equality is a funny thing, man. It's a funny thing. I mean, because like when you consider like comedians nowadays, and I think they have a good point. If you want to be considered equal, man, then you got to take the good with the bad. You got to take the good with the bad. I mean, it's not necessarily fair that at every Dave Chappelle concert, he's white people this and white people that, and then if Jerry Seinfeld says black people, everybody want to shit on.
I
I
get it.
don't. yeah, I don't. It's jumbled, but I don't know. I don't know if that addresses your point. But I, yeah, it's.
I
I
think
just,
for me, man,
yeah, I just wish one of y'all would start talking side to side.
here's the thing, bro. I understand what you're saying, man, but when you think about in terms of the media, man, and the news and all that stuff, no, we were not on that larger scale in terms of, how we affect the world. You know what I'm saying? It was always local. You feel what I'm saying? It was always local. So to detract from what was really going on, they wanted to make it about some local stuff and find somebody to blame. You know, but I am comfortable with knowing, based on how we grew up, it was never about, in terms of global, it was about knowing your history and understanding the people who are saying the right things and sacrificing their lives, and in the process. But when it came to media and stuff like that, what I'm saying, that they was always looking for a scapegoat. And we was always the poster child for that shit, man. But was that our lives? Because you think about each and one of our lives, the things that the media was talking about and the news was talking about, we actually put ourselves in those positions, those dangerous situations, right? We actually put ourselves in those dangerous situations as uh, 18, 19-year-old people, man, who's just going through a maturation process of trying to figure out right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has to go through that. But our shit was just magnified, and it became this thing where they say, you know what, the country is messed up because of black folk. You know what I'm saying? When in reality, the country is a better place because of black folk. But it was all propagandized, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking from my own opinion and my experience. You know what I'm saying? Did I have people in my life, man, who gave up on me without knowing me? Absolutely. And I think most black men can speak, in that regard. But when I showed promise, did I have people of all color come and support me? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't get all caught up in that, or he one of the good ones. You know what I'm saying? You could come to that conclusion for uh your own comfort. But by the same token, I was on your radar because maybe what I'm saying, I paid my dues, and I actually became something that you decided that at my birth I was going to be. And it's like, I had control of that situation. You know what I'm saying? Even though I had trials and tribulations and my struggles, I still figured out how to overcome it. Vis-a-vis, when you're young, you learn how to overcome stuff to be a better human being. You know what I'm saying?
Did that man say
So,
vis-a-vis?
Yeah, he did.
but you know what, man? Brother, man, sometimes, man, you gotta stop yourself, man. That's all.
All right. Well, let me ask you this then, because you said something earlier, Jacori. It was equality.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been of the mind is nobody can give me equality. They can give me a chance to show or to come and take my equality from you. You know what I mean? Where when you got people in control, of course they're gonna say you're not my equal because they have the power right now. It has nothing to do with the actual human beings. It has to do with, to me, it has to do with the people in power. You know what I mean? Because no one can take your equality from you. It starts with you. When you know you're any man or any woman's equal, that's all it takes. It's just some people have more than you, but you're still their equal. And you have to make the opportunity not to prove to them that you're equal, but to make your way and for, be a provider and provide for yourself and provide for your family. You know, so what I'm saying in a nutshell is, to me, and I've always thought this, equality is a state of mind. It's not a state of being. Because you have to, it's always, when it comes to externally, it's always who is driving the bus and on how they see if you're their equal or not. You see what I'm saying? But really and truly, every individual is equal to every individual. It's just a simple fact that you may not get the same education, you may not have the same stature, you may not have all these different things that'll give somebody the advantage to take advantage of where they are in the situation, where you all are in the situation, right? Like a farmer is taught to farm from his father, right? But you have people that's living around you who've not been taught to be a farmer, but they go to the farmer for the food. So that farmer's in power position. He has the position to get the, for people to purchase it from him, for people to look to him. Now it's up to them what pedals they put this farmer on, right? How they might elevate him because he can farm, but they're still his equal. But because they don't want to starve, his importance is elevated because he knows how to farm. You see what I mean? That's why I say it's a state of mind more than anything. You are not, look, you are no better than me because you know how to farm. Somebody taught you how to do it. But you have an important thing, so the community don't starve. So especially if you're selling your produce, right? But other than that, we all are on the equal plane. It's just the simple fact that he has this commodity. Now all of a sudden, oh, he important. You know what I'm saying? I got to get next to the man who's next to the man, so I can get that free corn, or I'll be first in line to buy that corn from him. But once you purchase it and you're on your way, his level of importance goes away, because when it's time to buy it, it's high, right? And the more people buy the produce and it's running out and it's low now. So in everybody's mind, you're important because you grow the corn, but we are on an equal plane right now because you don't have no more corn to sell. But go ahead, Jaquari.
As his supply dwindles, I think his importance kind of increases because
That's why I say it's a state of mind.
the distribution and the pricing of the commodity is ultimately controlled by him.
Yeah,
Yeah, but here's the thing, man.
but he could be
What
replaced.
level? But what level of foolishness and propaganda put that person in that position? Because we know, based on African proverbs and stuff like that, it takes a village to raise family, raise culture or stuff like that. When you monopolize stuff through whatever means you choose to do that, you know what I'm saying? What level of convincing the public that this cat has it all because he stole land and shit that was fertile that you can raise crops on? You know what I'm saying? We can go back to the Indians, stolen land. You know what I'm saying? It was just a matter of the understanding, and I get what you're saying, Keith, but that person in that position what did it take for them to have that much power? Man? When at the end of the damn day, they didn't get their ass out there and plow the field. You know what I'm saying? They used certain laws and statutes and all that stuff to convince people that the only way you're gonna be able to feed yourself because this clown monopolized all the land and all the business and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I think, man, beginning with the mindset that if you come in with the mindset that, man, we were slaves and we know how to farm. You know what I'm saying? How the hell this dude monopolize all this shit and have control over it and just disregard the manual labor that took him to put him in the position that he's in? And he ain't told it no bill or lifted no barge. You know what I'm saying? So is he really in that position of power, or were the masses convinced that they didn't have it?
And I agree with what you're saying, but you you evolve the actual question into something a little deeper because what I
Oh,
was just no, you weren't wrong, but what I was really speaking on when I gave that example was I know I have a particular skill, right?
mm-hmm.
That everyone depends on. So the more that I have of that thing that I create, the more important that these people feel that I am. Now they're starting to give up their equality because I'm able to do this one thing, right? And they're not. So what they're doing is putting me on this pedestal because I'm able to do this one service, right? That benefits everyone. And it's like when I said equality is a state of mind, even though he's here, right? And I'm not trying to get too convoluted with it, but even though he's here, my equality level is still where it's supposed to be. I'm equal to him. He just has a skill that nobody has at the time. You see what I'm saying? That's why I said equality, to me, in my opinion, equality is a state of mind. Now you can forcibly you can force yourself onto people, right? And take away things from them if they allow you to do it, then that's the next level of subjugation, tyranny, or whatever. You know what I mean? But that's my point. I would I was thinking like, and it was just a passing thought more than anything. I was thinking, well, what is equality? What do I see equality as? And I feel like equality is something that I will never lose. Now, somebody can force themselves upon me, right? And it's a state of mind because if you submit yourself to people, then you're giving up your equality. They're not taking it from you, you're giving it up. I'll give you another example. And this brought up something really and truly. See, I've always been the type of guy, I don't know about y'all, but I worry about what's going on in this country, right? I mean, my neighborhood, wherever, here, right? To us. But I saw something on my feed today where you know how the Chinese moved into the different countries in Africa, building up industry and all this. I saw in my feed today where this Chinese factory foreman had his belt out, and it was two brothers sitting on the ground. He had his belt out and started whooping on these black guys. And they were not trying to defend themselves, and they were squealing and took that beating. And the thing that crossed my mind is you are a foreigner in this country, and you came in here like the colonizers did a couple centuries ago, treating these men like this. And then on the other hand, I was pissed off at the guy sitting there taking that ass whooping. And I'm like, I understand fear. And this dude, because these guys allowed him to do it, thought he was superior to those men he was standing over. But he had to leave his fucking country because he couldn't make it in China. That's my assumption. I'm going to jump to that conclusion. But you understand what I'm saying? So he's going to treat them like he was treated.
There you go.
Always happens.
And like I said, the state of mind, we give up our equality. Nobody takes it.
But there's a lot to unpack with that situation, though, man. I mean, and I'm not cheerleading. I'm not cheerleading for either side, man. You know, especially not for him. You know, because he, you know, in any other circumstance were he to face either one of those men outside of work or whatever the situation was, I mean, you know, he wouldn't even look those men in the eye. I feel comfortable saying that.
Uh-huh.
But you know, let's consider them. I mean, their circumstances, unfortunately, man, may have put them in that position to where you know they like this. This is my livelihood. You know, this is how I'm gonna feed my family and all this and all that. And you know, before the question is even asked, you know, hell no.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I could. I don't think I could stand that.
No,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But mindsets, you know, different mindsets, you know, come up with different solutions. You know what I mean?
And look, I don't. I say I was angry at them because
Yeah.
I know, just like you said, his bravery came from them giving up their equality to him.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've seen another video, same scenario, where the factory manager had his stick and started striking a worker. That worker grabbed a stick and started striking him back.
Mm-hmm.
And the surprised look on that man's face, the Chinese gentleman's face, like, oh, he's hitting me back. And he kept his equality. He didn't submit. And he beat that man docile. He beat the aggression out of that man because he was real aggressive when he started hitting the black man.
Mm-hmm.
When the black man said, whoa, hold on, and started and didn't stop, because he stopped striking him, if I remember this correctly, stopped striking him, and the brother didn't stop. Now he's looking around like, hey, y'all gonna stop him? You know what I mean? Then another brother's like, yo, that's our food, man. Don't kill him. You know what I mean?
But as soon as he started whacking him with that stick, he wasn't fooled it no more. He's like, shit, I made a decision.
Yes,
It's all about self-preservation. Now, what that brother who took the stick should have did was started a union and shit.
Look, I just think
You know what I'm saying? You should have started a union because there was power in his response, man.
he beat the aggression out of this dude.
Absolutely.
And I've seen that before, and it is hilarious, especially when the one person is the bully in the situation,
Hmm.
and he want to quit after somebody then stumped him in his ass.
Yeah.
Hey man, get him off of me.
Yeah. Hey, Damon, what was that Pop told you? I'm still here, son. I mean, that's hey man, look, when you look, when your chickens come home to, when your chickens come home to roost, man, you got to feed them. And
Yeah,
most of the time they get fat.
yeah, yeah,
I think, man, it's all about what it is, man, that's being pumped out to you, man, that you just settle and say, this is how it is. I mean, that's the worst thing that anybody that's being subjugated, man, come to the conclusion of this is how it is, and we have to live with it. When it's not. If you the workforce, you have power. You know, if you the workforce, you have power. And if you walk out, I'm saying, there's an industry that is mostly black people working, and they, providing all the work and all that stuff, right? And then they go on strike, and they want better wages. And then the people that own the joint say, that's all right, y'all all fired, and we're gonna bring in other laborers, like the people up from the south, right? The thing that people don't recognize is that those people from the south is like, well, I'm gonna take mine. We gonna do the jobs, man, but when people start wind up menacing and lynched and all that stuff, and our women being persecuted and all that stuff, you got to take a stand somewhere. All it takes is one voice to say, "Hey, man," and that might be the sacrificial lamb, but it only takes one voice to say, "Hey, man, this is not kosher. This is not cool. What we gonna do about it?" You know, that's when you have to really, really, really put out your message, man. We can't listen to no Candace Owens. You know what I'm saying? We got to be about us. You know, it's people looking like that sister every day, man. Wind up missing and shit. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's investigating it. But she can get on there and spew all this stuff, man. And some disillusioned, uneducated, silly person, man, because they're getting some attention, might perpetuate the message. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we, as black people in this country, we fall victim to that to a lot of times, man. I mean, what the hell does it mean, man, to be a conservative person or a liberal person, or people talking about woke shit? How do anybody who's about human uh, equality and all that stuff be pissed off about woke shit? Do they go overboard with it? No, so we have to police certain things where, hey man, we're not gonna take it that far. We're just looking for human equality. You know what I'm saying? That you want to go off into all this other stuff. If that's your experience, I respect it. But by the same token, you're not looking at the whole. You're not looking at the real struggle as a whole. You're just looking for individual stuff so you won't be uncomfortable. You know, so so those messages that's being put out there, people being overzealous, the other side of that take it as, well, I'm offended. The dumbest, and this last point I heard, I'm gonna say the dumbest damn statement I've ever heard in my life is when a person stood up in front of the damn camera and said, I'm a victim of reverse racism. You know what I'm saying? Now, usually people that make those statements are people who are in executive positions, man, who didn't get a job at one of the Fortune 500s. I'm a victim of reverse racism. Then how the hell did you get in the position where you feel like you could have gotten one of those executive jobs in the Fortune 500 company? You're not a victim of anything. You just didn't bring your A game, and somebody beats you out. Plain and simple. Are you that soft? Are you that damn insecure where you have one loss in your damn life and you want to change the culture? You know what I'm saying? You want to ignore the past. You sound like a damn fool. And in my detriment, I don't take those type of people serious. And maybe that's where I'm wrong in that aspect. You know, I don't take, when I look at Donald Trump, you know what I'm saying? When I look at him based on his actions, not me just judging him off top, based on his actions and he say, I ask myself as a person who's been through life as a black man, I say, damn, how do I take this clown serious? How do I take it, man? And then he'll say the dumbest shit in the world, which I know at some point he has to know better, but because he's rich and privileged and has an ego, hey, let me throw this shit out there and see what happens and see who jumps on. And for the life of me, I cannot figure out why people don't feel like that's the game he playing. You know, it's ridiculous to me. But I fall short when I say, "Damn, I can't take him serious." But this dude is, in the race to become president of the United States.
The
So
people
everybody has a responsibility, man.
the people who aspire to his position, man. I mean, yeah, they're going to fall in line because he's speaking to a way to his position.
I mean, you think about it, which is a good point, but you think about this. Who is he speaking to when he says those things? You want to know why you're able to see right through it? Because he's not speaking to you. He's speaking to people who feel as though they got robbed in some kind of way. And the reason why they think they got robbed is because of propaganda. Hey, we're the power structure. We ain't giving you shit. But guess what? It's their fault because we have programs that's going to help the needy. So if you're going to blame somebody, and this is broad statement, if you're going to blame somebody, blame this on the purple people. Blame this on the pink people. You see what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden, this person who's looking for the easy route, not looking within himself, looking for the easy route, what you brought up before, Damon, when it came to saying that affirmative action, and you want to blame affirmative action for you not being in this company. First and fucking foremost, they're going to tell you that that black person or that minority took your spot, so you don't come back and shoot up the place. But you have to be a damn fool if you really think, this is common sense speaking, in my opinion. You have to be a damn fool to think in this Fortune 500 company.
It's gonna bring in motherfuckers that's gonna make them lose money.
No.
Really?
Hold on. Not even that. You had to be a damn fool to think that this Fortune 500 company is going to hire someone and, hey man, you almost made it. But I had to hire this minority. That's your job. That's the stupidest shit. For people to be able to swallow that, that's crazy to me. Like I said, that's
Hey,
my opinion.
and y'all heard them politicians talking about they got on the plane and they saw a black pilot behind that and they wondered whether or not he was qualified. And these politicians saying this dumbass shit, right? And I'm looking and I'm listening to this shit and I'm like, they didn't think that shit through. You know what I'm saying, if an airline in this company is finna go under, they scrapping and scraping and whatever to make sure that airline company don't fail, right? So if they scrapping and scraping to make sure that airline don't fail, wouldn't they put their support behind that company with the understanding that they're not gonna put unqualified people behind the goddamn wheel to fly the damn plane, man?
All right, let's expand on what that great point you just made. Let's expand on it. Malpractice insurance. Why did they invent malpractice insurance? Was it because the minorities became doctors and fucked it all up? Or was it that they was finding these doctors negligent,
Right.
either high or just don't know what they're doing or something that they did wrong, and these hospitals losing money. So the insurance company can, hey, we can offer you insurance. So when you get sued, blah blah blah, 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 blah. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
who was responsible for them even coming up with malpractice insurance? So why would you question whether or not a doctor, whether his skin is this? Okay, you got your preference. I believe me. Okay, that's what it is, right? But do not come up with that dumb shit. That, I only speak from logic, man. That's just me.
Because it's a pushback statement. I would rather be right on the right side of shit, man, as opposed to you feeling guilty about some shit that might not even affect your life because of your skin color.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn about that stuff, man. You look at the statistics, and if a white doctor, man, gets sued for malpractice, he don't go out of business. Insurance pay for that shit, and he continue to do his work.
Yeah.
Let there be a black doctor. It's gonna be motherfuckers on social media talking about don't go to this doctor and don't do that because this doctor is incompetent and all this stuff, which might be a good doctor who just
Yeah.
shit happens. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, before you go any further, Jaquari,
Mhm.
you saw the question that John Park asked.
John Park, yeah,
Let him know.
yeah. John Park, thank you for tuning in, brother. I appreciate your comment and everything, man. This is a regular old liquor store cigar, man. Cubans, when I was
You said
younger,
regular.
yeah, regular old liquor store cigar. But I have enjoyed a couple of Cubans throughout my lifetime, man. But I find them to smoke a little harsh, so I
Because
don't.
it's no chemicals in it, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
but I need to stop smoking. Everybody out there in the podcast world, man, don't smoke.
As he take a toke off the liquor store cigar. I got you, dog.
Key, listen here. Yeah, y'all listen to Jaquan.
Yeah, it's bad.
Man, look, I'm a prime example, man, of do as I say and not as I do, man. And I don't. We was raised on it.
Yeah, but I'm sorry to interrupt you. We was raised on it, but our parents, and we all did our best to hide it or to do it in a private way. You feel what I'm
Look
saying?
here. Imagine, man, a father and son. The son just got off a hard day's work. He laid back and he can't move no more. Not even to go light it. He ain't got no lighter or no matches. He said, "Hey son, go light my cigarette off the stove." And you bring his cigarette back and it's half smoked and shit. He said, "God damn, son, you do not need to be smoking these, man.
Yeah.
These bad for your health. The next time I tell you take your ass over there and light my cigarette, bring me back a whole cigarette."
I mean, shit. Look, I knew how to French in hell by the time I was goddamn 11 years old.
Man. But
Eric, what's going on, brother?
what's up, bro?
Oh, all right, okay. You got something, Damon? Because I got something after you.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm just vibing with the conversation.
Let's lighten it up just a smidge. Shannon Sharp. I can give or take Shannon Sharp, right? I give him a lot of credit because he's doing this podcast. He got his regular podcast, Shay Shay. Wow. Shay Shay's lounge, motor lounge, whatever the fuck it is. And I'm not trying to be funny. I just can't remember what it is. Shay Shay's lounge, something like that, right? And also, because I don't watch it much. I only watched it twice.
Club Shay Shay.
Club Shay Shay. Only watched it with Cat Williams and one other person. And he got the late night with him and Ocho Cinco, Chad Johnson.
Ocho, hype man.
Yeah. And he got his day job, ESPN. So they were talking about I forget the particular subject, but they brought up it's always our own people talk about us. Our own people criticize us. I forget what the subject is. But my main point tonight is why? When somebody's successful, you don't give a damn about your own people until they have an opinion about what you do. You understand what I'm saying to you? Like me and my opinion is Shannon blew up so quickly and he wasn't used to people having a negative opinion about him. Right? Now his feelings is hurt. Because with his bad hips hopping out the car, he been walking all day long. His hips was tired, right? With his tight outfit on, muscular dude. You know what I'm saying? And it gets out the car gingerly because of his hips.
Because he got two fake hips, man. You know what I'm saying? How else you expect him to stand? You know what I'm saying?
Look, people who don't know gonna look at it differently because he was standing there pigeon-toed and both his hips was on fire. I knew it when I saw it. You know what I'm saying?
When he took his time going to the back of the car?
Yeah.
That brother.
And you
that
can
brother.
tell. But everybody, and mostly because, he's 50-something years old and he wearing the tightest clothes. I can understand, he got that physique. So, you want to put, the top, you know what I mean? But then he got the damn capris on the bottoms, and he mad because people are saying something about it. Now he done threaten Mike Epps. He done threaten a lot of people. You know what I mean? Because you know what?
Hey,
Shannon
he threatened
chooses
Mace.
violence.
Mace told him.
Shannon, and that's the funny thing about it. Shannon don't have a problem with choosing violence. That's what's so funny about it. You know what I'm saying? But
he threatened Mace. Mace didn't say it outright, Key. He was like, "No, you don't want to do that, bro. It ain't gonna be able to turn out."
Look, Mike Epps too. Mike Epps, he did the same thing. Like, you getting ready to come to Indianapolis? All right, that's my hometown. You know what I'm saying? But my point, here's my point. I can understand if you're the type, and now I don't know him, so I don't know what he does. Like for the people or not for the people in his life or anything, right? But when somebody hurts you're a celebrity and somebody hurts your feelings, that's the first thing they pull out. My own people feel this way. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, bro, it's not fair to you because you're famous, but you are reaping the benefits. When you're getting rich off of being famous, that's coming. You know what I'm saying? Jealous people be on that bullshit. You know what I mean? So I'm not justifying people saying some out of the way stuff to him, right? But my point is like, Shannon, why are you sitting up there? He sat there for half an hour talking about how his people. And the question I'm asking you guys is, does he have a valid point, in your opinion?
I think he does to a certain extent, but I think more importantly, he forgot that he was probably criticized before.
Hmm.
It didn't just
Right.
start happening. It
Right.
didn't just start happening.
Good point.
You know, I mean, and if anything, you know, I would appreciate the fact that my people are watching.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I would quit my day job to come on here and live under that kind of scrutiny, if
Gotcha.
at all, if, you know, if at all possible. You know what I mean? Like,
Think
too
about
Yeah.
it,
bad
man.
for him.
Think about it, man. We as human beings, we're not infallible, man. You know what I'm saying? Certain shit said about us, man, affects us in some type of way. It just does, man. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And through your life experiences, you know what to pay attention to and what not to pay attention to, man. Because most of those people, I mean, we just said we understand why he was standing the way he was and why he walked the way he was because this guy had two hip replacements, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now they want to associate what he was wearing and how he was walking to. Well, I think my man might be undercover. Whereas me, knowing watching Skip and Shannon all those years, I'm saying I knew he took time off work to have those hip replacements. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I
Yeah.
saw him walking genuinely and all that stuff, I say, yeah, my man, you know, he walking on his 2 feet, but he getting around the best he can. So how does that hit him when people say how he walking? How does that hit him? You know what I'm saying? A
Hit it
cat told me,
personally.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, a cat told me one time, man. I was with my wife. We at the grocery store, and I got in the car to help her put the groceries in the car. And the cat walked up to me. What's up, sis? A cat walked up to me and say, "Man, I watched you get out the car, man. You leaned over, man, and all,
Oh my
man,
God.
and
Yeah.
this and that, and this, right?" Now, this person that did this is my friend. Got love for the brother, but excuse my language, but when he said that to me, the first thing that popped in my head was, "Like I ain't seen you in so long, and that's the first thing you say to me, man." You
He
know,
pissed you. He
and
pissed you
and
off
he,
so
and he
bad you
didn't
call him a nigga.
listen here. No, I thought I didn't say it, and that's why I say excuse my language because I was heated, and I didn't. You know, me being who I am, I didn't press the situation, but I was thinking, dude, man. First of all, I didn't want to be on this trip. Second of all, it took a lot for me to get out this damn car to go help my wife because my point or what I was feeling was I wasn't gonna let my wife unload all that shit
Yeah.
in the car. You know what I'm saying? That's where my manhood stood. And then here come this dude talking about, man, you all bent over and shit. I'm like, man, my mindset was like, where do a motherfucker like you come from, dog?
They got to be reminded. I mean, look,
You know what I'm saying?
I've had those statements made to me too, man. You know, but I remind the person like, yeah, I might be bent over, but I'm still a gorilla.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know,
I'm
and
still and I'm still a gorilla, and you're not the caliber of motherfucker that I am. You're not. So fuck
you know,
off.
and I, you know,
Have a good day.
it's easy to go, it's easy to go there, man. But you know, I still have the wherewithal was like I had the wherewithal with. I'm not going to be a, you know, my wife just came out the store, so you know she happy as a clown. You know what I'm saying? And I had the paces away for her. And then I got to deal with a cat walking up to me and say, "Man, you might well say, damn, dude, you looking kind of fucked up, dog. What's wrong?" And snickering and laughing. And I'm thinking, dog, hello, how you doing? How's the family? Everybody cool? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Where do you get the temerity, man, to start a conversation off like that?
Look, let me tell
You know
you,
what I'm
man.
saying?
Y'all know me.
And I
Y'all
was speaking. I'm speaking like I'm trying to put myself in Shannon Sharp's place. Now They just ordered like 200 more cases of his drink. You know what I'm saying? He got the bag. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "Oh hell yeah, I'll show up." You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna record and everything. And then some clown, some clown who ain't about shit or don't even know the man or
No,
even
no, no,
investigate
don't say that. Don't
or
say
don't
that.
even investigate why the man walking the way he is.
He a celebrity, bro. He a celebrity and he put himself up there. Now, I can't. What I
I
disagree with
always
you.
been
So
confused about
I
that, bro.
understand. I understand what you're saying. Well, I disagree with you when you say that he wasn't shit. No, it was funny. They was making a joke about it, and they was trying to eat, just like Shannon trying to eat. They was trying
Okay,
to eat
so
by
they was
making
trying to eat.
parodies about him.
So they was trying to eat, but I can't put them in the category of them not being shit, man, because they
Yeah,
trying to eat off my
right.
experience.
Yeah, now, first of all, we can flip it too. Now, this is me being the advocate right now. We can flip it. How dare Shannon get the fuck out of his car, right, and tell me how many cases I'm sitting up here struggling. I ain't got two pennies to rub together. It's how you think. I ain't got two pennies to rub together, and this motherfucker getting out of his car talking about I done made another 10 grand on you, motherfucker. Excuse all my language, but my point is, that's what I'm saying. When I slightly disagree with you when you said they wasn't shit. Because what he's using the platform to promote his stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then they because the first few people who was doing it was skit comedians. That's what they was doing. You know what I mean? That's how they made their bread. And look, I'm not making an excuse to say they're right. Now, that it has nothing to do with it. It's just I think I brought up Shannon because Shannon, you are a rich man and you wanted to be a rich man and you wanted to be in the spotlight. You are not doing anything but having conversations with people, right? Now, in your past time, this is my thinking. Like in your private time, you're probably helping so many families. You're probably doing all these different things, right? But when you throw it on the social media platform, right, people are going to talk about it. Are they wrong sometimes? Hell yeah. Especially when they don't got all the information. Yeah, they wrong. Especially when they jump to conclusions. You feel what I'm saying? They wrong. You know? So it's just a simple fact that this tool here that we're using, and we try to be responsible when we do it. We have fun with it, and we just talk. This tool here gives people the opportunity to express whatever's on their minds. You know what I mean? And I don't know why it bothered me that Shannon did that. And he wasn't wrong. He was in the right to say what he wanted to say. Jaquari was way in the right. That was his right. And and the way he felt, that was him. That was cool. I get that. It just I brought it up because it rubbed me the wrong way because no, brother, you're stronger than that. You know what I'm saying? You're stronger than that. It be our own people. It be our own people. What? You perpetuating this stereotype that we dragging each other down when you say stuff like that because you saying it on your podcast.
But I mean, that being said, I understand and appreciate your opinion and everything, man.
Yeah, that's
But
just my
these are
opinion.
these aren't regular people who are making these statements, man. These are famous people with wide reach.
I get
I
it.
mean,
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that any statements made about him, are not hurting him in any way, but there's potential for it. You talked about his three public ventures or whatever, man. They're huge. They're absolutely huge.
they become huge. Yes, sir.
And some things, in accordance with image could absolutely destroy those things. Unfortunately, I mean his sexuality, man, doesn't really bring or take away anything for me, you know, from his situation. I don't care because
Yeah.
I don't really pay attention to
That's why I
what
purposely
he
didn't
what
say
yeah,
that.
yeah. I don't really pay attention to what he says outside of the questions that he asks. He asks some good questions,
Yeah.
but he gives his guests the freedom to unpack everything, and that's what he's there for.
A lot of
As
people
far
questioning that too.
Hey, did you see
They
Amanda
call him
Seals?
Jerry Springer.
That's the other one that I saw, Amanda Seals. Did y'all watch that one?
as
I didn't watch
journalism,
it, man.
as
Let me
journalism,
say this before you get into it, Keith. Let me say this, man. This is me speaking personally of how I feel about Shannon Sharp because Keith, you express yourself and how you feel. When you think about stereotypical things, man, this dude had to walk a fine line. He had to walk a balance, man. He a prototypical celebrity man where everybody's they attracted to this guy and he fits the mold or whatever. This dude is doing what he's doing straight off of straight up talent, man. Who he is. He doesn't deviate from who he is, man. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
And he did that is a talented brother. You know what I'm saying? And when you think about try to imagine his journey, man, and all the things that he had to go through, work through, deal with, or whatever, to keep his not sanity, but to feel good about himself moving forward. I give him 1,000% credit because he found a lane and he's in that joint and he's prospering from it. You know what I'm saying? Being who he is. He didn't change shit. He talks loud, he clowns, he has a good time. People talk, oh man, he's a coon, he's a Sambo.
I mean,
No, who he
I don't
is,
give a shit about that, man. That's because that's
who,
all
who he
relative.
is,
So,
right. What I'm saying is, in spite of people's opinion, he's a successful brother. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what the narrative is and what people are talking about, I look at his journey and where he's at right now, and I say, damn, that brother navigated a whole lot of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And we all have opinions. It's cats sitting down with their bottle glasses on, man, and antisocial and don't really deal with anybody, talking the most shit,
yeah.
having the biggest opinion. You know what I'm saying? And that is just the thing that social media, does.
So
He's
so
able
let
to he's able to navigate that stuff and be successful. And then, before he got the bag or before he got the bag or whatever, think about it, man. When he was on Undisputed with Skip, he basically grind that shit out and became that guy. The reason why people was watching it. Look at what's happening with Skip now. He
I
became that
get
guy.
I get it. I get it. Well, let me just ask you this real quick. Why is he surprised that people are doing that? Is my question.
Wait, being assholes and shit.
Yeah.
I don't
That,
know.
that,
Maybe personally, he feels like he did his due diligence and then he took his slings and arrows. Man.
what we're doing right now, the three of us, is therapeutic, but it's entertainment. All right. What he does and everyone else like him on a larger scale is entertainment. So entertainment has a lot to do with there's 50% that don't like you and there's 50% that do like you. I mean, that's on average. You understand what I'm saying? I asked that question, why is he surprised? And that's why I brought it up, because he was surprised when he talked to Ocho. It was surprise in his voice that people were talking crap about him.
You talk about that in that particular situation. I
No,
don't think he was.
period.
I
Period.
don't think he was surprised. I don't think he was surprised. I think that he finally had enough because it has been an ongoing thing.
But
You know what I'm
you
saying?
do understand what I'm saying to you. It's going
I
to
understand what you're
continue.
saying, but
Will
I don't
still
think
be it's still going to be ongoing, brother. This is the business of this situation
right.
here.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't think he was surprised like a Stephen A. would be surprised, man. You know what I'm saying?
Stephen A. give a shit?
He does, man,
He's
because
proving
he
he's proving.
backtracks and he tries
Yeah,
to make.
I was getting ready to say the same thing. Stephen A. has apologized for the dumb shit he said many times.
I think it's
So
about
so
maturity,
so
man.
he don't care. All he does, he back to me, my opinion, he backtracks so he can get another life. It's like playing a damn video game with him.
Right, and that
You
only
know,
lasts so long.
he's getting extended lives. Is what it
But
is.
here's the thing. Do I think that Shannon Sharp speaks out of arrogance? No, I think he's genuine, man. I don't know where Club Shay Shay going at this point. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? As you know, I personally feels, man, that he's gonna have to establish something on the Club Shay Shay thing. He can't have everybody come on there and spew shit, man, and
Oh,
fin.
that's where his bag come from, bro. That's
I know
that's
that's where
what
it's bad coming from,
it
but we talking
evolved. It
we
evolved into that though.
yeah, but we talking about Jerry Springer shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
You know what I'm saying? So when Shannon Sharp get on there and he say, "Hey, man, my grandma used to tell me, or my granddad used to tell me," and he speak real positive, strong shit that contradicts what he's allowing to happen on this platform, bro.
But first of all, when he speaks about
And
his
then you can judge him
let me
because
ask you a
then you
question.
can say, "Oh, he about the bag."
No, hold on. He will when he speaks about his grandparents and his upbringing and stuff like that, he's letting everybody know that he's grounded. That person across from him, he's allowing them to do exactly what they've been doing for the last 6 months since Cat Williams. He's allowing everyone that comes on there to spit it out, to throw up everything. That's not a good or bad thing, but that's his formula. That's what's going on with him. You see what
Okay,
I'm saying?
so he about the bag then.
Yeah.
He's willing to sacrifice what he's grounded in to be
No, no,
about the
hold
bag.
on. How's he sacrificing it when he's repeating what his upbringing? You notice he does reinforce his upbringing
Yeah,
and who
but
he is.
there's no contradiction in that, man.
If the other person is speaking their truth, how is that a contradiction of his truth? You see what I'm saying?
And outside of that, man, that's a really deep look, bro. I mean, it's I mean, how important was it really, to us to hear Cat Williams say what he said? It wasn't really important to us. You
No.
know what I mean? So I mean, it's the circus is all I need. The entertainment is all I need. I
And
mean,
that's what
because
I thought it was a stand-up special with him, man. That's what
yeah,
I
I mean
thought.
that that's I'm not looking for anything outside of that personally.
But to answer your question though, Damon, yo, bro, he keeps his integrity every show. Because he will tell you about his upbringing and him being grounded every single episode on Shay
But
Shay.
me personally, I respect his upbringing. You
No,
understand what I'm saying?
I'm not
I
disrespecting
respect
that either.
I respect his upbringing, and when I am listening and I hear, if Cat Williams say something bad about whoever the hell he say something bad about, and then Shannon's response is, "Oh man," and he kiki that shit out, blowing the shit off. You know what that tells me? That tells me that he don't agree with what Cat's saying, but he's playing to the numbers. He's playing to the bag. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah,
That's his job, bro.
yeah.
Okay, so that is okay. As us three black men, that is okay.
I don't have to watch it. I already told you I only watched two shows.
You don't have to watch it. But what my point is,
You said no.
what's wrong with
What you mean by is that okay? What you mean
what I'm
by
saying
that?
is, if he says something that's derogatory, that's inflammatory, or whatever, to the point where he might get sued in that regard. The only
Okay.
thing the thing that's impressive that he does is that he does not play into being in a position where he might get sued by inflammatory shit.
You're right. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just and what is that? That's about the bag, man.
Yeah.
But what I'm speaking to is the integrity. I guarantee you. How long was that joint with him and Cat Williams? 3 hours.
3 hours.
How many times, man, that Cat Williams said something about somebody else that Shannon wasn't comfortable with?
I mean, look, it was 4 guests he had on the show, or 3 or 4 guests that he had on the show that Shannon wasn't comfortable with because Shannon said something like, hold on, Cat." But guess what he
Right.
did after he said that? He let Cat go. He let
Right.
him
He
cook.
gave him a platform, which brought up this
Uh, we,
whole
we, we,
thing.
we saying all
That
three
brought
of
up
us
this
saying the
whole
same
thing.
thing, bro.
Listen here, man. Let me ask y'all both this question, man, and then I'm ready to move on from this, man. How many times, man, have you done been hanging out with your boys, and you talking about another one of your boys? And he said some shit about your boy that you didn't see or you didn't appreciate in that aspect, and you like, I know both of y'all. I know y'all character. If I come to y'all and I say something shit about a brother that's what in your experience, and I say that and speak as gospel, you can be like, hold on, that ain't my experience with that, bro. Come on now. Y'all not gonna say that.
Yeah, well, I understand what you're saying, but
Yeah, within the confines of my
yeah,
personal relationships. Yeah.
yeah.
Right. So you willing to let derogatory statements go because you about your bag.
No, I'm willing to
Yeah,
let.
Are you speaking on Shannon? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Jacori. Go ahead and finish.
No, I'm willing to let derogatory statements go because I don't have any personal dealings with Shannon Sharp. I probably wouldn't carry it like that if I knew him. But like I said, man, my use for Club Shay Shay only has, you know, surface surface meaning to me. I mean, I'm not digging that deep.
I mean,
I've been in
do you think
conversations. I've
do
been
you
in
think
conversations with brothers who talked about another brother, and I'm like, that ain't my experience with that dude, man. And if
so?
I allow you to continue to say what you're saying, then I'm subscribing to what the hell you're saying, even though that's not my experience.
I don't believe that.
So what you're saying? You're saying that Shannon tried to do that, or he didn't try to do that?
What I'm saying is he can make that statement, but like y'all said, he'll say something, but he'll continue to let them say what they're saying.
Because he
Jerry
wanted the
Springer,
number.
If he stopped
Jerry
it,
Springer type of vibe.
if he stopped it, then what was the overall purpose of having this guest?
So you have to make a decision. Are you ready to, whether one of your guests to impugn or say bad shit about a person because you trying to get ratings or you trying to keep your bag tight?
How
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you talk about your upbringing where people come to respect and you disregard that because, and you know what? I'm gonna let a person dig their own grave or say disparaging shit about another person as long as my bag is tight.
Bro.
So
He
what are you
sat there
doing?
and
You
watched the
what are
star.
you balancing? What are you balancing?
but how is he going to stop his guests? If he tries to interrupt the guests, before they make an offensive point, he might be successful. But what if he's not?
Then
Is he going to
you
stop his show?
no. What you do is say, man, you said some foul shit. I know that person, man, and I didn't get that from him. How do you justify that shit? And then you get into the conversation of that person having to express or explain why they came to the conclusion that they came that
Well,
goes
okay.
against your experience with that person.
Let me ask you this
But
thing.
yeah, but up to that point, that person has already explained why they have
But
that,
but
those feelings.
but okay, now two things I want you guys to comment on. First of all, everybody that Cat Williams talked about, except for two people, was on Club Shay Shay and talked about Cat, right? And then secondly, what he wanted, I think when Shannon said something, he was gonna let Cat talk or whoever talk with the controversial shit, right? But when he said something, in my opinion, he separated himself from that particular person. Like, oh man, I'm not with that. Oh, nah, man, no, I know these people, man. Right? And then he let them speak.
He's protecting his relationships also. I mean, it could be seen as that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's all entertainment to me. That's all it's what it was to me. Now, do I think that Shannon lost his integrity? No. You know why? Because I mean, he's not a professional interviewer. He was a novice at the time. He's trying to become one, right? But really and truly, it's a podcast, is what it is, with amateurs like ourselves that's trying to have conversations. It's what it is. Now, I'll shut it off when they get into something that I don't agree with because I have the power to do that. Now, is it going
So
to do
does he.
anything that if is it going to do anything when I shut it off? Is it going to hurt him? No. But guess what? I'm keeping, I'm holding me close to my vest.
So let me ask you this, Keith. Do you care about the sacrificial lamb, man?
What do you mean?
Do you think about how that affects the sacrificial lamb's life? Do you think about that? Or are you thinking about the numbers that you get, that you generate, and the possible bag that you get? Do you think
You
about
know,
that?
you know, you know, you know,
Or do you
Shannon.
say, I know that cat, man, and I don't agree with what you're saying. What's wrong with making that statement instead of laughing that shit off or saying, "Hey, man, you can have your opinion. You can say what the hell you want to say,
Bro. Let me
impugning
ask you a question.
motherfuckers and all that stuff."
I'm
His
confused
job,
by this. I'm
his job is not to take a stance. Though.
now, Fluke. I'm confused. Are you with Shannon or are you against Shannon?
I'm with Shannon because he exposed himself, and he told me he exposed himself to
Okay,
me about his life, the type of man that he is, and all that stuff, and how he carries the own club. Shay Shay contradicts that. That's what I'm saying.
okay, okay. I mean, I understand that, and but see, here's what really like. You know what? He makes sure he lets everybody know, and it's got to be his people too, where they put out the numbers from his different episodes. How much he made off the whole episode, how much he
Right.
made off little different snippets,
So
like
I'm
all
so
this
I'm
different snippets.
able. So I have the right to decide whether or not I, appreciate his brother based on his background and what he's shown,
Yeah,
or his money, his God.
that's true.
I can
I
pass
mean,
judgment.
it's no. I mean, you can give your opinion, and your opinion is valid because it's your personal opinion. I mean, because like I said, we're not. I don't think the three of us are putting ourselves in position to critique anybody, but
I
to
might
give our
be.
own, to give what
I'm.
how we feel.
I might be biased in this situation because I came into a situation, man, where I came to a situation where I was going to have good time with people, that I genuinely gave shit about. And when I
Okay.
walked into the situation, a brother came to me and say, "Why is you here then with these motherfuckers? They just got through talking about your ass like you ain't shit." You know what I'm saying? And I said, "Really?" I was like, "Man, I want to hear that." He said, "No, dude, you don't need to be here, man, because this is how these people think about you." I said, "Give me some examples." And he said, "Dude, you don't want to hear it, but it was stated." You know what I'm saying? And I, for one, trying to figure out why you here because you are up and up dude. And I said to him, I said, "Dude, when they were saying this shit, what did you say in my defense?" He was like, "Well, I'm not gonna get involved." You got involved, bro, when you came to me and told me what was said about me, bro. Not what was
So
said about me, but
so
whatever.
in friendship, you don't believe that he's fulfilled his obligation to you?
Yeah, yeah, he did.
Okay, so the fact that he didn't uh, defend you when these things were being said, you take
Yeah,
you
but
know.
here's the thing, bro. I caught feelings, man, from that statement that was said to me because I went into the situation blind.
No, you didn't.
So of course, the first thing I'm gonna ask is, "But goddamn, dude, did you defend me? Because you offended because it was said about me. Did you defend me?" "No, I stayed out of it." "Okay, well, what's your motivation? You know what I'm saying? What do you want to happen by telling me this shit?" "I'm just telling you, man, that you need to not be so open. I'm telling you that you need to see the situation for what it is." You know what I'm saying? And then in response to that, I said, "You know what? There was some experiences in the past where I recognized it, but I didn't want to see it for myself. You just solidified it for me. So yes, in that aspect, of course, I appreciated that shit. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that going into the situation, I felt comfortable or I felt I wasn't in a safe place."
But how much of that had to do with him? I mean, because realistically, I don't want some of my good friends cheerleading for me. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to put them at risk. I mean, if you can understand what I'm saying.
Well, at some point in time, man, you're still gonna have to deal with the circumstances for what it is, bro, and come up with a solution that's going to satisfy you. And then coming with solutions that satisfy you, man, you have to come with an understanding that I need to know all the information as far as or in terms of moving forward and how to deal with this situation. I need to know all of it.
So you was upset because he didn't tell you specifics.
Yeah, you tell me specifics, and those people who I thought was my friends, I can address it with them. I can address it with them. That way, I don't look like no goddamn fool dealing with them while they talking shit about me and kiki in my face. You know what I'm saying? If we gonna remain friends, let's deal with it. Let's address what's happening. You know, do I feel like in that situation that brother should have said, "No, man, y'all talking about my dog, and I don't see that. Y'all ain't gonna do that shit." If you have courage enough to say that in front of these people, hey man, they just got to talking shit about you, and I for one don't understand why you back here fucking with them. And I'm saying, what happened? I mean, what's going on? I'm not going to get off into that. If you're going to tell me, had the courage enough to tell me what's being said in front of these motherfuckers so I can confront the situation as best I can, so that I don't look like a damn fool coming to the situation where cats have this opinion about me and lack of respect. let me know because I felt Cass respected me in this regard. You know what I'm saying? As it pertains to Shannon, based on what he presented to the world, hey dude, do you know is that factual? Do you know that to be true? You know what I'm saying? Do you know it to
Outs-
be true? Because I'm
Outside
gonna
of my
challenge you, I'm gonna challenge you in that regard, man, based on what you're saying. I'm
outside of
gonna
my
challenge
blood
you on it.
outside of my blood relatives, man, realistically, I can only think of like 4 or 5 people who would actually stand like that for me if I wasn't there. No,
I
let me
don't know.
rephrase.
I just I don't.
Let me rephrase that. There's only 4 or 5 people who I would have an expectation for them to stand on outside of my blood relatives.
Sometimes, man, you just got to be faced with the truth and deal with it. Man. You know what I'm saying? And not beat around the bush. You know what I'm saying? If a dog, hey, a dog will bring a bone, a leave a bone, bring a bone. I forgot how that goes. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna leave a bone, you're gonna take a bone, bro. You know what I'm saying? So where's the trust factor? You and Paul was saying about me, but you won't give me details about it.
Well, he probably did not want to be caught up in the middle of it because he's not you. Like
Then he should have
you,
never said anything.
no, hold on, man. You need to appreciate the fact that he actually said something because he could. And this is my opinion. This is no right or wrong. It's what I'm saying to you is this. I understand what you're saying, so I'm not disagreeing with you. But the fact that he went as far as he did, then I can move on because you want to know why. I I always understand who I am around. I understand. I pay attention. If I've been around people long periods of time, I understand their character. So if this man comes to me and say, "Yo, such and such been talking shit about you," I know that person long enough to know, yeah, he did, she did. I appreciate it. What'd he say? Oh man, I don't want to get into it. Okay, cool. Because what I'm going to do is if I feel I need to address it, I'm going to address it. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm going to pull them to the side. And it's nothing magic. This is nothing smarter. It's just more or less understanding that I do not hold people accountable the way I hold myself accountable. It's just how I always been. It ain't no right or wrong about it. Oh, I don't do that. You know what I mean? But if I find out you talking shit about me, oh yeah, we gonna have a meeting. We gonna talk about it. Oh, it's no doubt about that. But I'm not gonna kill the messenger. I'm not gonna kill the messenger unless I feel the energy that the messenger is just trying to start some shit. You know what I mean? All right, let's just Eric. He has something to say. If a person didn't say anything, then they shouldn't have to have said anything to you about it. It is just a shit starter. So this is what Eric says, and then sister-in-law says, if they was talking trash about you behind your back, then it's obvious that they are cowards and probably wouldn't even own up to what they said if you asked them.
Yep.
That's the reality of it.
Yep.
It's a good point, Leisha. Good point, Eric.
I'm just saying, be above board with shit, man. If you're gonna challenge a motherfucker or talk shit about a motherfucker, be willing to deal with the response of it, man. That's some cowardly shit, bro.
Of
I
course.
mean, just flat out what it is. You know what I'm saying? And the person on the receiving end going through all types of emotional shit and at the end of the day, you don't know who the hell to trust, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then you wind up in isolation and wondering why you even engaged in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Where is your where you know speaking on black men, where is the safe place, man? Where is the safe place, man? Where can you be? Where can you be yourself through your own trials and tribulations and working through your maturation process? Where is the safe place at, man? The only way you're gonna be able to deal with that is through honesty and everybody being on the up and up. If you're gonna be man enough to talk shit, be man enough to say the same shit in the person's face. Don't sit back and talk like you that motherfucker or you that guy. I've been cussed a lot, excuse me. But don't act like you in that space when if you got a problem with me, then say you got a problem with me, and we can do that individually. It don't have to be this whole social whatever with this side over here that's stacked against you. They're stacked against you. You got to try to navigate and figure out who the hell is really your damn friend. You know what I'm saying? And that is shocking to the system, especially when you hold the ground where, man, if I got a problem with you, I'm gonna tell you face to face what it is. And that's where I choose to be, and that's where I lie, because there's no you can't misconstrue anything, man. And at the end of the day, there's one or two things to happen. You wanna know what it is? We can agree to be friends, or we can agree not to be. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a choice that everybody should have the opportunity to make, man. Everybody should have the opportunity to make that choice. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm the heavy in it, then at the end of the day, I have to take on the responsibility of being the heavy. If I'm an asshole, I have to face that. Because everybody is in unison over here. But I'm not gonna know if everybody is in unison over here about me being an asshole unless they man enough to say it to my face. And if they in unison of me being a asshole and they said it to my face, then I have to make a decision whether or not I want to decide whether or not they're wrong. And if you got 4 or 5 people who are saying the same things, then I have to do some adjustments in my life if I choose to give a damn, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's life lessons. That's how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? You get faced with things, either you're going to be a better person or you're not. But that's your own personal experience. That's your own personal maturation process. And if people claim to be your friend, they would put you in a position where they are not afraid to tell you how you made them feel. How you made them feel. And then it's your choice whether or not you give a damn. And at the end of the day, everybody is okay, because it's either going to be stronger relationship or people going to go their separate ways and move the hell on, bro. Okay. It's my point. You know what I'm saying? And I think when Shannon spoke to the black people, he basically said the same shit. Hey man, I've been an open book. And now all of a sudden people, because I'm on the up, people want to come at me. And those people that's coming at me are the same people I ain't never heard of, or who never said anything about me. But now when you see me, you know, that's hate. That's the personification of being a hater, man.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, yeah, man. But I'm gonna tell you, you're speaking on real life, and
what do we have though?
Shannon,
real life?
that's entertainment, man.
Entertainment has a propensity to affect innocent people, man.
Bro, that's not the debate. You were just talking about. I'm talking. You gave yourself as an example, which was a great example, right? but Shannon put himself in the entertainment realm. So his feelings should not be hurt when there's people that he don't know throw their opinion out there because nobody else listens to him.
So let me ask you a question, bro. If our platform blow up and we become worldwide and all that stuff, and people start looking in your background and start saying some shit where they misconstrue what you said, or just being assholes towards your character, you okay with that? Because blow
Wait.
up and
What do you mean by okay? Am I? You mean I'm supposed to? When you say okay, am I supposed to be like, oh man, cool? I'm gonna charge it to the game? Is that what you're saying? No,
no,
I'm
what
gonna
I'm
be
saying.
pissed. I'm gonna be pissed, but I understand the reason why I'm getting that flack is because people have a problem with me succeeding and you succeeding and Jaquari succeeding in our realms. You understand what I'm saying to you? And it's not making excuses for people's bad behaviors or bad statements. It's the simple fact that I understand that this thing will come this way.
Yeah, and you just said, bro. Correct me if I'm wrong. Um, you just said, I hate the way he responded by him being attacked. In a
I said,
nutshell, is that
no,
what
I
you said?
told, no, what I said was, it was a statement of, it be us, it be us. That was the statement. It had
Yeah.
nothing to do with, that had nothing to do with him being attacked. It's the fact that why is it be us? It be us all the time.
So
I
so
told you I did not
so
like
out
that,
of his hurt feelings, he's supposed to differentiate, bro.
bro. Listen,
It's just a question.
no, what you're misunderstanding. No, not misunderstanding. You're not hearing what I'm saying to you. I told you I had a problem with what he said.
You guys, I don't want to talk about Shannon Sharp anymore.
I mean, I'm about done, but I just wanted this. I wanted to make it clear. When I brought it up, I brought up the fact that they both were saying it be our people. Now that's destructive. Whether it's our people or not, that's destructive on the platform that they have. You know what I'm saying? Because you know why? Why it ain't fair? It's because our people are the only one watching your shit, man. So if it was a big wider range of colorful folks watching it, he would get just as many different pigmentations criticizing him and loving him at the same time. It's what it is.
I get it. Now because Jakar wants to move on, I guess we.
Yeah, because Damon has spoken about the same shit for the last 20 minutes.
I'm just trying to make my. Hey, look here, man. I'm just
You
trying to
may,
make my
you,
point, man. No, bro.
eh, well, you ain't got to say you ain't got to tell me 3 times to make your point, bro.
Well, you know
All
what?
right,
I risk the fact that I might have detractors, man. I risk that.
no
It's
doubt,
all
no
right.
doubt.
I'm not a detractor. I'm a participant.
Hey, listen, let's just hit this real quick, man, because I like this, but it is a little somber. I really don't. All right, we're gonna do it anyway. Um,
Hey, brother, is that a gun case?
That's a fool.
Oh shit, I'm
all right,
embarrassed now.
man, boy, I'm like, what did you see?
Gun, gun, my host,
I
my
had a
holster,
bad, I had a, I had a bad dream, man. At
my,
3 o'clock this morning.
my holster is on my hip, brother.
You know what? I'm gonna save this for next week, man. But I have a question for you. Being large men of stature, how do you feel you were treated in your lifetime? And we'll start off with you, Damon.
I always saw it as and when I was young and didn't know any damn better. And you taught me this, bro. Remember when I was in junior high? And I used to come to home and cry to you every damn day about how they was treating me and shit. Remember that?
Yeah.
And you say, and you was in high school at the time. You was like, bro, the things that they teaching about is the things that people who are mature, whatever, admire that about you. It always stuck in my head. You know what I'm saying? They clown me because I was bow-legged and shit. And I never thought I didn't even know I was bow-legged. You know when it solidified in my head I was bow-legged, man, when the coach a high school coach say, man, if you wasn't bow-legged, you'd be 6'8". Remember that?
No doubt. No, I'm
And
laughing
he was
because we sit up here talking about being bow-legged and shit. But go ahead.
and I went home that day because he said it in front of the team and shit. And I thought it was an inadequacy and shit. You remember what you told me when you said that shit?
Yeah.
Don't listen to this motherfucker, man. That's gonna be a benefit in your life. You know what I'm saying? I never knew that. It never dawned on me. You know what I'm saying? But in junior high, I thought that was a affliction. I thought that was something that was wrong. The shape of my eyes, all that's everything that was attractive about me. I was taught, I was shown in junior high that it was an affliction. That dude, you different from everybody. You know. So I say to say this, man. I didn't understand, man, until I discovered the fact that I wasn't afflicted or whatever, and who I was. You know what I'm saying? Who I was mattered because if I had 50-50 people saying this was wrong or that was right, I was being paid attention to. I'm saying I was being paid attention to. And the worst thing that can happen to a human being is being ignored or feel invisible, bro. That's the worst thing. Feeling invisible, because I felt that too. But if somebody talking about you, you know what I'm saying, it's up to you to decide whether or not, man, it's negative or whatever. But you know, being in a conversation, man, means something. Whether it be people knowing it, certain things about you, or they're speculating, man. You in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? And being in the conversation, you able to pick and choose, man, how you gonna move from there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna deal with your detractors? Or are you gonna deal with the people who say, hey man, you bow-legged, but man, it looked like you gliding when you walk, bro. You know what I'm saying? I threw that bone out there for you, bro. What you got to say?
See, I really don't know if that's any better, bro.
I'm just telling you, man, the differences in my experiences.
No
You know
doubt.
what I'm saying?
No doubt.
I mean, I remember, man, going to the park, man, playing basketball on a sunny, hot ass 90-degree day and taking my shirt off, man, because I wanted to be dark skinned. Because my heroes were dark skinned. You know what I'm saying? So I'm an anomaly, man, when it comes to that. But that's how I truly felt. I you know, I didn't fall into the stereotype that white is right and what I didn't fall into that. My mindset as a child, as a kid, growing up or whatever, is to be dark because my heroes were dark. You know what I'm saying? My mother, dark skinned woman who was nurturing and caring and who loved me, who had my back. My dad who was in between, you know what I'm saying, fell in love with that dark skinned woman. You feel what I'm saying? That was my experience. So when you talk about color or colorism in that regard, my experience is that black is what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what my heroes regarded, man. That's what my heroes were. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted and I wanted to express myself in that way. Like I said, it was an anomaly. But I wanted to express myself in a way, man, that me being a dark skinned person, man, that was 6 goddamn 5. I had, all I had to do was convince the world to pay attention to my attributes and my assets, man. And because I was dark, I was set apart from the norm, or what was considered beauty. No, man, I'm beautiful, man. And then the darker I become, the more beautiful I am. I truly, on my mother's grave and my dad's grave, believe that.
All right, man. Look. I'm talking about your stature, but
That was a good
you
segue, bro. That's a
you
good
just.
segue. I'm looking at the notes that you said that we
I
supposed to be
know
on.
that,
That's a good
and
segue.
I said we was going. I said we was going to cover that next week, but it's a good point
No,
you
that's
made.
what we talking about. My stature, man, I was always paid attention to, bro, and I couldn't avoid that. So I had to either embrace it or shrink from it. I chose to embrace it, bro. In terms of my stature.
No doubt. Jaquari.
Well, for a long time, man, I always see myself as being a victim of the strong back, weak mind mentality. You know what I mean? I can never really pull myself out of that box until I pull myself out of that box. You know what I mean? It wasn't the world. I figured out that it wasn't the world's fault that that's the only opinion that they had of me. You know what I mean? But I was put in situations where, man, especially when I was, a little, well, after I grown, uh, got my growth spurt, and it'd be a group of us around or whatever, everybody shooting the shit, having fun or whatever. I was always singled out because, I was the largest person, you know, and as the largest person, I probably presented the highest level of danger to people. But this is how it was always presented to me. You're so much bigger than everybody, Jacory. So you got to be careful when when you're playing with other little kids. But the adults that told me that they had no regard for my safety, no regard whatsoever. I was always just in a position where I could take it. You know, uh, at recess, two, three people jump on my back or whatever, and I'm in pain, and retaliation comes because we're kids, but it's not retaliation out of malice. I'm gonna just get you back. So when I jump on the kid's back, all of a sudden the world ends because I'm so much bigger than this kid. I'm a child. I don't understand that. I'm trying to win the game. You know, and unfortunately, I didn't really have anybody around me in those situations. Who could explain that to me in the right way. The result was I just sat down. I didn't play anymore. You know, but I had to come to the realization that you're not gonna do anything. You're just gonna sit on the sideline. You're just gonna be quiet because you're not a quiet person. You know, so like I said, I had to pull myself out of that box, man. But a lot of times, people would just see me coming and automatically relegated me to the physical shit, and that's how it was for me.
Um, I would say there was moments that changed him because our dad was 6'2", and he was tall for his generation, so he always walked like he was a tall man. You know what I'm saying? And so he was a great example for me. Then our uncles, 6'2", 6'1", 6 foot, 6'1". You know what I'm saying? They were tall men, and I never realize that I would grow to 6'9". You know what I mean? But both our parents are 6'2". Never realized that. So I fell into the regulation, like, look at you, like, through I was lucky because my growth spurt didn't start until the end of my 8th grade year high school, right? So I'm a freshman. This changed my life. I'm a freshman. Legendary for varsity coach, Perillo. I forgot his last name, but Perillo. He was a legendary, but he went a Hall of Fame down in Florida after he left our school, right? I'm walking down the hallway. He stopped me. Now, Coach Perillo was no more than maybe 5'5", right? He looked at me. He said, "Hey, how tall are you?" And in ninth grade, I was probably about 6'4", 6'5". So yeah, I'm about, I told him that. He said, "Then why are you looking down at your feet all the time?" Right? Now this little white man, he said, "Why are you looking at your feet all the time?" She said, "Stand up straight." He said, "I wish I was as tall as you are." He said, "You know why? Because my chest would be back and I would be looking ahead all the time." And what it ended up doing was reminding me of how our father walked around the house,
My mother.
always looking around, looking straight ahead, always understanding what was straight ahead of you. And from that moment on, and with the reinforcement of what I've always saw as a child, I stood straight, back straight. It got to the point where people later on in life thought I was arrogant because my back was straight. And I laughed about it. So you want somebody as tall as me to bend over. And see, that told a lot about the social aspect of it. As a man, you should always walk with your back straight. Always. As straight as you can. Because really and truly, it contributes to how you feel about who you are as a person. And then the practical sense, you see what's coming. I've always enjoyed being as tall as I am. Not because I look down on people. No, because my character has always been high. And over time, I worked up to having a gigantic ego because of the person that I was and am, right? And the things that I was able to accomplish in my life. But nobody would know that I had a giant ego. You know why? Because it's mine. If somebody knows that you got an ego problem, it don't belong to you.
That's true.
It don't belong to you.
That's their issue.
That is their issue, and you trying to make it their issue because they know that you got an ego. You know how people can tell I had an ego? Not by my words, by my actions. You know what I'm saying? The energy,
I had a similar
the work.
conversation. I had a similar conversation with a lady in Ypsilanti High School, and she asked me why I walk with my head down all the time, and she tried to equate it with self-esteem, and I said no, I'm a very proud person, very 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 self. I big myself up all the time. I'm clumsy though. I look down so I don't step on shit. I look down so I don't trip on
Or bump
anything.
your head and shit.
Yeah, yeah. I've never ran into anything walking, but I've tripped
Yeah,
over plenty of shit. So the
gotcha.
reason why I look down at the floor and at my feet is so I don't hurt, so I don't hurt one of y'all. But I know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And
bro.
and maybe and maybe that ego thing, in regards to me, can be equated in that way, because I can't suffer bullshit. I was never able to suffer bullshit. Now,
Right.
now that
You always
interaction,
been that way, bro. You
that
always been
interaction,
you always been that way.
that interaction you had with that coach, I mean, as positive as it was, I mean, it's many reasons why you might have been doing what you was doing, but he's seen it as a deficiency. But
because of his height.
had he had that conversation, then it probably would have changed his whole perspective. Because I mean, how many conversations have you guys had with people who say, "Well, man, if I was that tall, I would have did this, I would have did that."
Yeah, all the time.
You know what I tell those people? No, you wouldn't have.
Nope.
No, you wouldn't have. You would not have done it, because why you ain't done that with what you got?
Yeah.
Because they paid attention to what you are and not themselves.
Exactly.
I tell you, it was again. This guy.
It's two things, man. It's two things, man. I'm gonna say in this regard. I'm gonna keep it short. I had two brothers. My
No,
baby
you
brother
not.
was taller than me. My baby brother was taller than me. My fucking freshman year in high school, he was taller than me and shit. You know what I'm saying? And in regards for people saying, "Hey man, if I had your height," I said, "Okay, that's fine. But if I had my brother's height, I would stomp your ass out, and you wouldn't even be talking to me right now." You know what I'm saying? That's just factual, bro.
And many guys say that, and I'm like, and I would always call bullshit. I
Right?
said, man, you ain't shit now.
You wouldn't even be
and
talking to me,
and wouldn't mean it.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Because
But
the only
here's the
reason why
thing.
you saying it, the only reason why you're saying that shit is because you got a problem with me being this height. That's it.
Right. And here's the thing that was most telling to me, man, as I grew taller and all that stuff, right? I ain't y'all height. I'm 6'5". Y'all 6'8", 6'9". I'm 6'5". But in my experience, I walk in the room no matter where it is, and all eyes is on me. All eyes is on me in my height, right? In my situation. And my thought process was in this regard, well, all these people are paying attention to me because to them I'm tall. You know what I'm saying? Why are they looking at me? Why are they paying attention to me? Because I come up in the room and I'm trying to be incognito. I'm on the ground. But I can't walk in the room without being noticed. Can't do that. So I had to come to an understanding within myself and in my own mindset that are they looking at me because I look funny, being tall and flicked and all goofy and all that shit? Or are they paying attention because I'm supposed to be paid attention to? And I don't mean that in an arrogant way. I'm saying I didn't, I didn't take that as, hey, I'm tall, so I'm supposed to be attention. No, I took that like, man, you need to be comfortable with who the hell you are. You have to be comfortable with that, man, and knowing people are going to judge you on that. Man, how the hell you get judged because of your height, bro? How you get judged on that in that regard, man? That's other people's shit. That's their thing.
I mean,
You
it's
can't
just like
On
you
your
get
you
judged
you
because you
you you,
black.
you can't you
on
can't you
anything.
can't help who the
Yeah,
hell you are.
it is
Yeah.
what it is, man.
I had a woman tell me, man, that she was turned off because I was a good dancer, and it fucked me up. It really fucked me up.
Joy, you was a good dancer, bro, for real.
Oh, I still am, but I mean, for her to single something like that out, I was like, well, I was always told, and I was, and I seen the results of having rhythm of being a good thing. You know what I mean? I'm always, shit. I don't care where I go, and this is just me and my truth. I'm always the best dancer. I'm always the tallest person. I'm always the best looking, best smelling motherfucker in the room. You know,
Look,
it took years to get to that
Rico
point.
Suave, motherfucker. Let
look,
me just teach you
Jaquad,
about that shit.
you look at her and say, baby, you outnumbered. And
Yeah, I'm
dance your
saying,
ass away. Eh,
yeah.
eh, eh.
But I had to dig into it though, man. You know, I mean, not like
Man,
argue or anything like that, man. But I had to understand what her motivation was, you know. And she said some things that, you know, from her point of view, I could get some understanding. I didn't never agree. So
was she 5'2"?
she's like 5'6", something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I, you know, throughout the things that she said, I came to realize that she didn't like it because it took the attention off of her.
Always the case.
Yeah. So when I told,
I was never, my ego was, you know, like I said, growing up, I wanted to be dark. I wanted to be tall as my brothers. I wanted to be all those different things. But I had to recognize and realize, man, who I was is what mattered. You know what I'm saying? And people's
Always.
opinion, right? People's opinion, man, it was theirs, and it didn't coincide with my experience. You know, um, I love the fact that, man, my brothers was 6'8" and 6'9" and had confidence, man, and I lived on that shit. I thrived on it. You know what I'm saying? I had to make an adjustment because I wasn't as tall, but I utilized my skills to dominate my perspective sport. I did that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, did I fall into the same mindset that, man, if I was I'm 6'5", but if I was 6'6" or if I was 6'7", that would be different, man. My life would be different. No, my life is what it was, bro.
Always.
And I did the best I could with what I had. That's not to dismiss anybody else's height or whatever. No, you have to decide if you 5'5", you have to decide whether or not who you are and what you present to the world. You know what I'm saying?
That's all.
You can't be 5'5" and say and have the moniker as the big man. You know what I'm saying? You
Even
can't
though
do that because
I met some cats. I met some cats who was called big fella, and they was only 5'4", 5'6".
yeah,
But
right,
their
right.
persona, their energy was motherfucking 7 foot. You know
And
what I'm saying? Yeah.
that's the key. That's what matters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You
it's
could
just the
be
point.
5'4" and be larger than life, bro. Straight up.
It's just the point, man, where you know you automatically like you said about like you Damon when you were talking about when you got out the car and dude came up to you talking shit. How do you come to me and minimize my accomplishments and expect to keep that friendly? You can't.
Because they needed to feel good about themselves and they needed to see me in a bad space. You know, the one thing, man, I think we as human beings may have to recognize and realize, man, is that the world, God give you this blessing and whatever. And like y'all, you know, described, man, you had to walk with your back straight and your head up. That's what our dad always taught us. You know what I'm saying? I remember our dad told me, he said, man, you're not tall as your brothers, man, but you got to make that shit up from heart. You know what I'm saying? How do I express that message to a motherfucker that's shorter than me? I can't. I can only deal with my experience and my situation. You know what I'm saying? And at 6'5", I'm not tall enough. If I was playing in NBA, I'm a guard, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a guard. I'm not a senior, forward. I'm not a center. I'm not any. I'm a guard, bro. At 6'5". You know what I'm saying? You know how many times I've been in situations, man, where people telling me, man, you tall and this and that, and I be playing in the game, and everybody on the damn court taller than me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm playing center. You got to make adjustments, man.
You do.
And your adjustments is your experience. It's not what people's expectation based on some shit they wish they can be. I'm 6'5". If I was going in NBA and I'm 6'5", I got to be fast. I got to be able to have handles. I got to be able to shoot over cats and all that shit. That's like 6'9", 7 foot, 7'3" and shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't complain, man, because I'm considered in the NBA short. Literally 6'5", I was considered short. And the cats that was like Isaiah Thomas size and all that stuff, these are exceptional ass goddamn people to be able to play in that league, bro,
Mhm.
and make adjustments. It's all predicated on not what the world expectation is. It's all predicated on what you're working with, bro.
All right. Hey, look, we going into the twos now.
Damn, I didn't realize it was that late.
No, it ain't late. It's on time. This is a
Yeah,
great
I had handles,
conversation.
bro. I was dunking with my left hand, bro. Come on now. I'm talking to Eric. I was dunking with my
Yeah,
left hand, bro.
yeah,
That was my go-to move. Playing me to
yeah.
my right and give me the left lane. You think I wasn't dunking that shit with my left lane? You damn right I was.
Hey, Eric, look, but we got him to stop talking about his basketball. Now you on that bullshit. Look at you. Eric asked you that question out of jealousy because all Eric had was a jump shot.
Mhm.
That's what they called his ass either.
Yeah, yeah. But
Gunning ass dude.
listen, I didn't do the house cleaning, but housekeeping. But this is Strong Perspective podcast. Be on the lookout for our reels on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Look out on TikTok on my page. We have some great wisdom. We have some good people coming on, especially us three. And we it's straight conversation and it's meaningful conversation. So before we go, any last words, Damon Jaquar?
Appreciate your time, fellas. Once again, man, I had a pretty good time. Look forward to the next.
Yeah, silly. My last words, man, is that at the end of the day, you have to deal with your own self and your own consequences and how you trying to be better. You know what I'm saying we can incorporate other people in talking points and all that shit. What matters at the end of the day, man, is who you want to leave the world in terms of who you are and what you want to lead to the world, man. And that's what matters. Man. You know what I'm saying? And that requires you being honest with yourself, man.
Okay. This is a movement. It might be slow going, but we're gaining momentum. My
Shout
friends,
out.
Damon's friends, Jaquari's friends, and family who want to come on to the podcast, you got to open an invitation and let us know. We love different conversations from different people, and we here. We here for the long haul. This is what we're doing. This is how we do things. But great, hey, Jaquari, Damon, great conversation, man, as always. I had a great time, man. So, this is Strong Perspective Podcast. We here every Friday at 7:30. Tune in. Tell your people to tune in. We own it just like that. We're on IG, we're on Facebook, and we're on YouTube. Go to our YouTube channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. Boost us up, baby. Boost us up. And we're gonna go from there because we're homegrown. This is Strong Perspective Podcast, and we out.